Do not play these games. My job here is done. Despite some of these games having benefits beyond our wildest imaginations, there's bound to be risk to it or everyone will be doing it. So I'm your host Andrew and here are your top 10 paranormal games you shouldn't play. At a number 10 spot, we have the elevator game. After the mysterious death of Elisa Lam of Cecil Hotel, the elevator game has gained a lot of popularity as many believed it to be the entrance to the other world. To play this game, you need to be in a building with at least 10 floors. Make sure you play alone and no one joins you on your elevator ride. From the lobby, go to the 4th floor. Once the door opens, stay inside of the elevator and wait for the doors to close. Then you proceed to do the same thing to the 2nd floor, then 6, back to the 2nd, then lastly to the 10th floor at the top. All in that order. Finally, click on the 5th floor and once it opens, a woman should walk into the elevator with you. Make sure you don't look at her, don't talk to her, don't even acknowledge her presence. From there, click the 1st floor back to the lobby. So here's where the path is determined on the lady. You'll either end up on the 1st floor in which you can just get out, no harm done, or the elevator will take you all the way up to the 10th floor where you will be presented with two options. You'll either stay on the elevator to go back down or you'll get off to enter the other world. Once you walk away, do not look back or you'll get pulled back in by that very girl. Not much is known about the other world, but if people are trying to do this game, there must be some type of reason for it. By the way, let me know if you guys want me to do a Lisa Lam / scary mysterious death video in the future down in the comments below. At a number 9 spot, we have the Dry Bones Ritual. This ritual involves summoning a spirit who plays tag with you. This is perfect when you have no friends. That's just like me. This game requires a couple of things to begin. First, you need a room with a mirror, some matches, and an empty house. Not difficult, right? Let's begin. At exactly 12:01 a.m., all the doors in the house should be locked and secured. This would include doors, cabinets, and windows. You will know when to begin when the atmosphere around you is completely dead silent. If you already hear unexplainable sounds, then leave the house immediately, as this is an indication that the spirit has been watching you the whole time already. However, if the place remains completely silent, think of something you want and make sure it's realistic. Don't think of like an elephant or like a floating house, and focus on that one thing. This wish will be granted once and only if you win the game. Next, light a match and wait until it burns out. If the match lasted longer than 15 seconds to burn out, this means the spirit approved and to continue the game. Next, you lie on the floor saying, quote, "I welcome you into my home, but not into my body. Come now." When he's ready, you'll hear a growl close by. Now it's time for you to hide until 3 a.m. If he finds you, it's unpredictable to say what he'll do to you, but if you do manage to hide until 3 a.m., go to the largest room of your house and say, quote, "Thank you for playing, but please leave now. You are no longer welcome." At a number 8 spot, we have the Riddle Man game. The good thing about this game is that if you win, you'll receive unimaginable wealth and luck for the rest of the year. But if you lose, you will suffer from a horrific fate. I don't know. To play this game, you need to summon the Riddle Man. The items you will need to complete this includes a deck of cards, a bag of rice, and a matchstick. Now wait until midnight or else the game won't work. Around this time, you will need to spread the rice in a circle on the ground, big enough for you to sit inside of it. While sitting inside of the circle, you need to shuffle the deck of cards. When you're done with a round of shuffling, take the top card off and leave it on the ground beside you until you reach the Joker card. Once you finally get to the Joker card, you will need to burn it immediately while saying, quote, "I have found you, now come give me my prize." This chant will summon the Riddle Man. He will appear to you as a medieval court jester and will ask you a riddle. If you answer correctly, great. Now you will have extreme good luck for the rest of the year with good health and good fortune and a good mood. Answer wrong and the jester will begin to look more and more sinister. He will present you with one riddle with increasing difficulty for every card you turn over. If you come to the end of these riddles without one right answer, it's said that he will turn you into his personal puppet and take you to his lair for his personal collection. At number 7, we have the Sandman game. This was one of the games I played as a child. Being a huge Spider-Man fan at the time, I just thought this game had something to do with Sandman, but boy, I was wrong. To play the Sandman game, you need at least 2 people. One person lies flat on the floor while the other person sits in a circle beside them. If you only have 2 people, just sit beside one another. The person sitting beside the player has to tell them to close their eyes and be sure to stay relaxed. Which is kind of ironic since the next part has the person telling the other a scary story about how they were injured and they were cut open and filled with sand. Nothing relaxing about that. The important part about this game is that when you're talking about a body part in the story, be sure to touch that exact body part. Like when you're talking about the shoulders, touch shoulders, talking about legs, touch legs. This is when the player will experience heaviness in every single part of the body that you touch, and it almost feels like you're being filled up with sand. The scary part about this is that it's not your body being filled up with sand, but instead you're being possessed by a spiritual entity. Once this is finished, the player will notice their body is heavy and hard to move around. This is when they must do everything in their power to keep moving and stand up, because if you don't, the spirit will have full control of your body and possess you for the rest of your life. At our number 6 spot, we have the Bath game. This game originated from Japan and it's known there as Daruma-san. This game involves summoning a ghost who will follow you all day and try to catch you. I don't know why anyone would play this game, especially because there are no rewards, but I don't make these games, so I'll never know. To play this game, you must take a bath before bed with the lights off, and you must be facing your sink. Now close your eyes and chant out Daruma-san fell down until you finish washing yourself. At this time, you're supposed to envision a Japanese woman slipping and falling into the bathtub and impaling her eye on the faucet. This sounds crazy, right? You should be able to get a sign that the spirit is nearby soon after that. And at that point, you need to ask yourself aloud, why did I fall in the bathtub? But don't wait for an answer and keep your eyes closed. Trust me, you don't want to open them. After waiting a bit, stand up closely and exit the bathroom, closing the door behind you. No need to drain the tub or anything. The next day, when you wake up, you're supposed to be feeling the presence of Daruma-san with you throughout the whole day, and you must hide and avoid her to win the game. Right in the Humpver list, we're the man of the fields. If you win this game, you will be safe physically, financially, and in any other way for at least 1 year. If you don't, you might die. For those daring to take the risk after sunset, light a lantern or candle and walk to your backyard and face your house. Now say who will scare the crows away 7 times. If you begin to hear whispering in the distance, you know that you have done the game correctly. Return to your house and don't look back the whole time, and before midnight, be sure to close your eyes. And be sure to close everything that's able to open, including doors, windows, and cabinets. A man should appear in your peripheral vision, but don't acknowledge him, and be sure not to look in your backyard. This is the most important part of the game because this determines whether or not you live or not. Now go to sleep like usual, and for those who catch a glimpse of the man in the fields, they'll meet a tragic end and they won't wake up from their sleep. But if you didn't look in your backyard or at the man, you will win the game and prosper for at least 1 year. At number 4 spot, we have the mailbox game. If you're in for a good fortune for the rest of your life, the mailbox game is meant for you, but don't play it. To play this game, you have to go to your mailbox and stare at it for about 6 seconds. Then you fold a piece of paper, leave a drop of your blood on it, and only when it's fully dry, you place it in an envelope and then inside of the mailbox. Be sure not to write anything on the envelope, no stamps, no stickers or addresses, or it will break the game and cause years of bad luck for you. Once you complete all this, you go back to your normal lives for the next 3 days. Once these 3 days are finished, go back to the mailbox where you played the game and check to see if you've received any mail. If the mailbox is empty, then you failed the game. And luckily, nothing terrible will happen at this point. Take it as a spirit declining your request. If you do receive mail, open it as it will contain a fortune for you. Whatever fortune is written will be a part of your life for eternity, some for the better and some for the worse. Once you finish reading it, burn the envelope and whatever fortune you got will come true. All the way at a number 3 spot, we have the imposter game. To start, this has nothing to do with Among Us, but just for the memes, this game either has you winning big with unwarranted luck and fortune for the next year or losing hard with fatal consequences. This game involves you summoning a malicious spirit that will follow you and your family around without any of you guys noticing it. To play this game, you will need a single candlestick and a sheet of paper drenched in red wine. To start, you will need to write "I invite you in" on the red stained paper 10 times. As well, you light the candlestick and leaving both items by your window for the whole night. If there's a spirit following your family at some point during the night, it will enter your house and will possess the least faithful member of your household. Almost like the ghost is Jerry Springer. The members possessed will look and act completely the same, but over time, their mannerisms will start to get more aggressive and hostile. The spirit is said to possess for only 1 week, and by the end of that time, you're supposed to write down on the same paper which member you think is possessed in your family. If you answer correctly, you and your family will experience good luck for the following year. Answer wrong, and the spirit will continue to possess a family member until they meet a grisly end. At number 2 spot, we have Sujiura. This game also goes by the name Fortune Teller game or Crossroads game, but regardless of the name, this game is about seeing a glimpse into your future. To play this game, you need to go to any crossroads, which is a place known for summoning the devil to make a deal. Make sure to bring something to cover your face and a hair comb before arriving at the crossroads. For the love of everyone, go to a crossroad where there isn't any traffic. Not only will it ensure your privacy, but getting run over is not fun either. Go to the crossroads at night, and once you're there, proceed to flick the teeth of the combs and repeat "Sujiara, Sujiara, give me a true response" 3 times. If you've done the game correctly, a stranger will approach you, and this is when you cover your face completely. When the stranger gets close enough, you can ask them for your fortune. Remember to be polite, and whatever you do, don't take off your face covering. If the stranger agrees, listen carefully to what they have to say, and when they finish speaking, thank them kindly, and only until the stranger is far enough to where you can't hear their footsteps, take off your face covering, and that future will be yours. At our number 1 spot, we have the Whisper game. Just like many other games on this list, play this game at night to ensure the likelihood of contacting a spirit. And this game has no benefits to it, making it the number 1 game on this list that you should never play. However, whoever wants to play this game probably has nothing to lose. If you want to play, make sure to keep a timekeeping device like a stopwatch or your phone's timer. Go to your bed at your usual bedtime, but stay awake. Even though it sounds terrible to do so, but stay awake until 3 a.m. Once it's 3, put both hands over your ears and put a pillow on top of your face and whisper, "The devil lied again," at least 66 times. Then at 3:33, stop chanting and you should start to hear another whisper at the time. Listen carefully to what that whisper says. It said that they'll tell you your future or even offer you a great fortune, obviously with a price. But don't believe everything you hear because sometimes the devil is known for lying. Well, these are the top 10 cursed games that you should never play. I'm your host Andrew, and what should we talk about in our next video? Leave comments and suggestions down below and like and subscribe.